Welcome back to the show. Here's a question for you. Did you know you could taste your way through every neighborhood practically here in Montreal through honey? Well, our next guest is going to tell you more about that. We're joined by Amie Watson, food journalist. Welcome back to the show. It's great to have you here. Amie, this is real. I don't think people realize that so much honey production is happening in the city of Montreal. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so I have honeys here from Miel Montreal. They partner with local businesses and organizations and individuals. They install hives. They go in. They do maintenance once a week, and then they help you harvest your honey. And so I have quite a selection by neighborhood, because every neighborhood is going to provide a different honey depending on the types of flowers and the season. Then I have honey from the rooftop of the Ferreira Cafe. They have two hives on the top there, yeah, and they use it for their restaurants in that group. And then I have the last jar of honey from the Café Dépanneur. Benoit Bigam has one hive on his roof there. This is a very precious bottle of honey.
A very precious bottle? What makes that so precious?
Because it's the last one.
Oh, I see.
You won't get more until later in the season. And then I have honeys from Les Miel d'Anisette, which is in Ferme-Neuve, Quebec, 3 hours northwest of Montreal. Okay. So these aren't the local honeys, but these guys actually sell bees, queen bees, to the majority of beekeepers in Quebec.
Which is becoming really popular, right? It's becoming incredibly popular. Now, obviously, some people hear bees and, we're keeping bees in the city, and I'm sure, there's some concern. Yeah. But it's nothing to be concerned about whatsoever,
No, so
right?
Nicolas Melka, who's the owner of Miel Montréal, he says that he's never had a complaint. Bees will they're not going to swarm. That's why they go in once a week to make sure if they see aggressive behavior, they can take care of everything before there's a problem. And they're vegan. Honeybees are vegan. Yeah. They don't want to bite you. They don't want to sting you.
It's true. Usually if you just leave them alone and let them fly, you're perfectly fine, right? Now, what I notice here is, especially the honeys that are made right here in the city of Montreal, they all are different looking.
Yes,
the colors are different, the textures are different. So why is that?
It depends on the flowers that are around. So in the summer, in the middle of the summer, say you're going to have clover and raspberry. But earlier in the spring, for example, this is later. So this is the autumn honey from Miel d'Anisette. Okay. You should go ahead and try that one, because I think it's the champagne of honey.
Really?
Yeah.
This is one that stood out to me too.
Yeah. So the flower that's being pollinated here is goldenrods. It's from the aster family, and that's what gives it that light, really, really almost cool flavor on the tongue as it just kind of melts.
It's beautiful.
That is a beautiful, beautiful
good.
honey.
And I thought that was cream, but
no, it's not.
That's just pure natural honey right there.
Raw, unpasteurized, unfiltered. Not heated.
You brought a few others here to taste. So tell me about some of these other ones.
So these are the neighborhoods, and you can taste by neighborhood. So this is Verdun. Okay. The dark one is NDG. So you get richer flavors later in the season with buckwheat, with those darker colors, the more caramel notes, and this will be a lighter one as well. And that could be more wildflowers. That could be from the trees in the area, because bees only fly 3 kilometers from their hive. So you're getting these really hyper-localized honeys.
And this, the texture of this too is absolutely beautiful.
And again, unpasteurized, unfiltered.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
I told you right away. I was
syrup.
attracted to this one. There's something just about the color and the texture of it.
And you never really know exactly what the flower is going to be, the flavor it's going to give. And when you buy commercial honey, you're getting that always the same flavor, often clover, and it's going to taste like what you think honey tastes like. And then you get this variety, and it just blows your mind. You have so many more flavors, and because it's unpasteurized, it's not killing any of those flavor compounds. Yeah. And you have the digestive enzymes, you have the medicinal properties, antiviral, antibacterial, that you don't get when you're buying a bee in the grocery store.
You sold me. I want to talk about this, because these are some special-looking ones right here. What's the significance of putting the BT Montreal logo on here?
So those are your branded breakfast television honeys.
So you can get them branded?
Yeah, they'll do a special label for you. So if you work with Miel Montréal, they can package it however you like. Oh so we have a breakfast television honey that obviously you have to try.
I've got to try this one. So what area is this one from? Do you know?
I think it's an assortment. So they're based outside of the city, and then they'll have their summer honeys, and they'll work with their businesses. So this will be kind of an assortment.
Now, are urban honeys Any better, would you say, than some of the honeys we're getting from outside of the city?
It depends where they come from. It depends on the farm. For example, the farm for Miel Denisette, that's an organic certified farm,
Okay.
which means there are no pesticides that are hurting the bees when they're pollinating. But a lot of big production of honeys are done on farms that have pesticides, which can kill the bees. And bees
Right.
pollinate 30% of our crops. 30%. That's strawberries. That's blueberries. That's coffee.
Yeah, and they've made a comeback, thankfully,
thankfully.
Thanks to companies like this, right, that really
Yeah.
help out.
And because they are just flying 3 kilometers, it's really hard to have too many of them. People say, "Oh, are there too
Right.
many in the city?" That's not really a concern at this point because there are still places where you don't even see bees in the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Amie, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Oh my God, you've got to try some of these honeys. Check out the honeys in your neighborhood. We'll be back with more BT right after this.